Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting as I've been doing it for about 6 weeks now. So I'm going to talk about my experience with it, if I recommend it or not, if I think it's good, all like just the whole shebang really. So if you're interested, just keep watching. So I've been intermittent fasting for about 6 weeks now, not all at once. I did about 3 weeks of it last year, around the Christmas period, like just before Christmas, and I've been doing it for about another 3 weeks this year. So I feel like I've been doing it for long enough to share my thoughts with you, to explain how I do it, because there's different types of intermittent fasting. So just what I do, how I do it, how I've been feeling after, just everything really. So I do the 16-8 method, which is you fast for 16 hours and then you eat for 8 hours. So typically you'd eat between about 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. Whereas with me, I eat between 1:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. But sometimes, well, to be honest, I never really get to 9:30 anyway. I stop at about 8:30. So technically I'm doing like a 17-7 thing, but we'll just stick to the 16-8. So yeah, as I said, you'd fast for 16 hours. So between the hours of, for the purpose of this video, I was going to say 9:30. So between 9:30 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. I don't eat anything. I drink, when I wake up, I'll drink a coffee. I'll drink water throughout the day. And at about 11 o'clock, I might have a green tea. Those are the only things I'll drink. And I don't eat anything until it's time to eat. So at about 1:30. However, on the weekends, I'm a bit more lenient. I might, well, no, on the weekends I'm more lenient. I'll eat at 1 o'clock, and depending on what I'm doing that night, I might just not fast in the evening. If I'm out, then I won't fast, but if I'm at home, then I will be fasting. Yeah, there's two other methods of fasting. There's the 5-2 fast. I'm not really too familiar with them because I don't do them, because I have no interest in them, because they're just a bit like yeah, the 5-2 fast is when you eat like 500 calories for 2 days out of the week. And then the eat stop eat method is when you eat for a day, you stop eating for a day, then you eat for a day, then you stop eating for a day, and something like that. So yeah, from time I'm hearing days, I was never gonna do that. I actually don't think I could not eat for a whole day, unless I was really ill. Like I had a chest infection last week and I wasn't really eating much. Like, yeah, so if I'm ill, then possibly, but if I'm not ill, then no. So yeah, the reason why I decided to actually start intermittent fasting was because with my weight loss, I feel like I had plateaued a little bit. So when I started off, obviously I was losing a lot of weight, and then I got to a point where I was just really, I just got to a bit of a halt, and I was losing weight really slowly. And because I was so used to losing weight at such a quick pace, to me, I was just thinking, like, what's going on? Like, what am I not doing correctly? Like what's up? What's going on? Especially as like I've got stubborn fat. So for me, I feel like it was a thing where I could just kind of get rid of that stubborn fat that I do have, and get out of that little plateau that I entered. So in terms of that, I feel like I've definitely 100% gotten out of that whole plateau that I was in. Even like the way I was feeling as well, I wasn't really feeling like it anymore. Like I was like, there was times where I was just like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Like whatever this is, I don't want to do it anymore. So even in terms of that, like it's changed my whole perspective on the whole weight loss lifestyle situation. Like I'm enjoying it a lot more now, because it's a challenge, if that makes any sense. Like I love things that challenge me. So the fact that it's not easy, fasting, like in no way, shape or form is fasting easy. So the fact that it is a challenge for me makes me want to keep doing it. So that's kind of why I do it. And yeah, so when I am fasting, I on a typical day, I wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I leave the house at 7:45. So as I'm leaving, I take a coffee with me in a flask and I drink that on my way to work. So that's my morning, we can call that breakfast. I drink black coffee only because if you add milk, it's calories and you will break your fast. So you're allowed to drink black coffee because black coffee has like 5 calories in it. So black coffee's fine. So I drink black coffee in the morning. Throughout the day I sip water. Sometimes I drink sparkling water, but fizzy drinks, they kind of upset my stomach, so I don't really drink them. But if I am feeling for a cheeky sparkling water, I will have one. But typically I drink just still water throughout the day. At about 11 o'clock I might have a green tea. Generally I would have a green tea at about 11 o'clock. Just for a little bit of extra caffeine, just to keep me going. Because when you're fasting and you drink coffee, it suppresses your appetite. We'll have just a little bit of extra fuel just to keep you going. So it's good to drink coffee when you're fasting. I highly recommend drinking coffee when you're fasting, or drinking or taking caffeine capsules. So as I said earlier, I start eating at about 1:30, and all I'll eat is a protein bar and a piece of fruit sometimes. Simply because if I eat a big meal, it's not gonna sit well with me. If I've not eaten for a big period of time, I can't then eat something big. I will feel like trash. So personally, I just stick to a protein bar, and I'll have a green tea with it because I feel like a protein bar and green tea go really well together. Like they literally go hand in hand together. Or a coffee, but I don't like to drink too much coffee in a day. I try to drink 2 cups maximum. I used to drink like 4 cups of coffee in a day, you know, and it was, like, although I like the caffeine effect, like drinking coffee before a workout, for instance, is amazing, but I can't drink too much coffee now. Like 1 in the morning is actually fine for me. Then the rest of my day I can just have green tea because green tea's got natural caffeine in it. But anyway. So yeah, I'll eat a protein bar and sometimes a piece of fruit, trying to have an orange a day for my vitamin C because I get ill very easily, trying to boost my immune system. So yeah, I've been trying to have an orange a day, or sometimes 2. But anyway, so that's what I'll have to kind of break my fast. And then I'm still drinking water throughout the day. I then go home from work. I leave work at 3:30. I'm home by 3:45. Then I will have some sort of carbs. Typically I would have like rice crackers, to be honest with you, or even like a baked packet of crisps. Just some sort of like healthy carbs, nuts, just something to give me some energy for the gym, because at this point I'm quite tired. And sometimes I drink a coffee on the way to the gym. If I'm that tired, then I will, which is most of the time. So yeah, that's that. I then get to the gym, I'm at the gym, I leave the gym, and I have, on the way home, if I remember to take with me my protein shake, then I'll have a protein shake on the way home. If not, then I won't have it. I'll just go home and have dinner, which will consist of like, so basically dinner is my first proper meal of the day. So for dinner I'm having a large amount of protein, so chicken breast, salmon, whatever, some sort of carb, so sweet potato or brown pasta. I don't really eat rice that often at all, so I'm never really eating rice. So it's always either like sweet potato or brown pasta or like a pita bread, just anything brown really. And then I will have some vegetables as well. I try to eat mainly green, iron-rich vegetables. So kale, green stuff basically, or carrots, just any vegetables really. But yeah, I mainly eat like kale, spinach, and stuff like that. So once I've had that, if I can be bothered, because at this point I am falling asleep and it's only about 7-8 o'clock, I might have like, if I'm craving something sweet, then I might have like some strawberries and like some like light whipped cream with it, or rice crackers with grenade protein spread, or I might have like some leftover protein pancakes that I had from the weekend for breakfast, or just something sweet, but that's not all the time. So then I might have like a cup of tea before bed. So that is my day of eating on a typical weekday. Yeah, that's what I eat. And if you are looking to go into intermittent fasting, I wouldn't necessarily recommend how I eat to everybody, simply because I do eat quite restricted food, and I do know that I am aware of that. However, on the weekends I do bump it up a lot. So that's just how I work with it. But because I do go to sleep early, that's why I believe I'm able to not eat a lot during the day. So yeah, what I would recommend is opening your fast with a small meal. Actually, no, I'll take that back. Depending on what you do for a living should depend on how you open your fast. So if you work from home, or you don't work, or you live quite an inactive lifestyle, I would recommend opening your fast with something fairly big, just so that you're fueled for quite a while, and then kind of eating a bit less throughout the day. So going from like big to smaller, whereas with me I go from small to big to bigger. But I recommend to everybody, if you're gonna intermittent fast, I solely recommend ending your fast with a big meal, because you have to remember that's your last meal for 16 hours. 16 hours is a fairly long time. So, but if you're not eating for 16 hours, you need something that is gonna fill you for as long as possible. So you want some like slow burning carbs, you know, and a big meal basically that's gonna just keep you full, keep you going, and for as long as possible. Also, if you're gonna go into intermittent fasting, I recommend tracking your macros. So you want to be eating, so if your goal is for fat loss, which I recommend obviously using intermittent fasting for, I don't recommend it for like if you're just starting off with the weight loss, because it's not completely necessary. If you want to like try it for a couple days during the week, that's a good way to go about it. However, if you're just starting off, it's not really necessary, because the way you lose weight during intermittent fasting is because you have a restricted eating window. So it's nothing, there's no like technology behind it, or there's no scientific way of intermittent fasting makes you lose weight because XYZ. No, it's simply because you're only eating during a certain amount of time, therefore you're gonna eat a bit less. That's why you're gonna lose fat during during intermittent fasting. And I've read online as well that like it helps lower your blood pressure, it helps, like there's a lot of health benefits apparently. I don't know how true they are. However, I do believe that, you know, it is really good for you, because I feel a lot different now, since I've been doing it. I feel like it's given my body a proper detox that I really needed. I don't know why, I don't know how. All I know is I feel a lot different. I feel better, I feel lighter, I feel more energetic as well. So yeah. So to end this video, I am just gonna say I 100% recommend intermittent fasting to anyone who's losing weight, anyone who's trying to lose fat, especially those who've got stubborn fat that, you know, they want to burn. They're towards the end of their weight loss journey, and, you know, they've just got that bit of a belly, or, you know, that they want to get rid of, and it's just not cutting it in their normal diet. Like, the intermittent fasting is for you, 100%, 110%. So as I said, I would just recommend obviously starting off, so opening your fast with something big/small, as well as that actually, opening your fast with something with a protein based food as well, so that you've got enough protein to last you for the day. Because your eating window is so small, you have to get your protein in as efficiently as you can. It can be really difficult because you've only got these 8 hours to eat it in. So you want to start your day with protein. You want to have your next meal protein. Your next, like, you want to just have as much protein as possible. You also want to lift weights in the gym as well. This is all kind of going off topic, not really off topic, but this is all like, you know, it just goes hand in hand really. If you're intermittent fasting, you're eating your protein, you're lifting your weights, you're moving, you've got a calorie deficit, then you'll lose fat. It's as simple as. So yeah, start your day off with a big meal, protein based meal. Your next meal should be, if you're going to the gym like later on in the day, you're gonna have some carbs before you go, so that you've got your fuel when you get back. You want to have more carbs and your protein, and then to end the day, you want to eat as close to your cut-off point as possible. So if your last meal is 8 o'clock, you want to have your last meal at 8 o'clock. You don't want to have it at 7, you want to have it at 8. So eat your last meal at the time that your window closes, and make sure it's a big meal. Make sure it's going to fill you up until as long as possible, because you know you're going to wake up and you're not really going to be able to eat much until you can. So yeah, that is how I feel about intermittent fasting. I hope this helped someone. I hope this was informative. If you like to give me a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.